You
How
two
have you
probably
been,
have
man?
you two probably have the most appearances out of everyone.
Appearances or opinionses? Huh?
Appearances.
Opinions.
You did it. You went a little bit robot, but never mind. It'll work. We've managed to somehow find time to do episode 12 of Plugged In. And there's not a lot going on this week in terms of things for us to talk about. There's some stuff that we want to talk about, but it's probably better that we play the games that we're playing through at the minute before we start talking in depth about them. Dan, we've not seen your face for a couple of weeks. How have you been? You good?
Yes, been good. Been busy. You haven't seen me, but yeah, just hopefully there'll be a rush of my stuff later on more.
Good news, good news. And Chunt, how have you been, mate?
Oh, hell's bells. That sums it up pretty much. So it's been
Hell's fucking bells.
yeah, roller coaster of a week, but yeah, no, it's good to see a lot more content up on the channel and such. So it's good. I'm excited.
Yeah. We've had pretty big breakthroughs this week by utilising more of the internet than we had been doing. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of that. Obviously, having our first videos beat both 2, 3, 4, 5, 600,
Yeah, it's awesome.
which
It
is
was insane.
which is pretty phenomenal. Good news, and it was Alana's XCOM video that she put up. She's not here, but well done, Alana.
Yay! Well done.
Lots of pride, lots of proudness. Yeah, may it continue in that vein.
Agreed.
So for this week, starting point for conversation. Dan, I'll start with you because I just want to get this out of the way quickly. We spoke a lot last week about how Uncharted had been delayed, but none of us really had a valid opinion on it. What is yours?
I mean, it's 2 weeks. I mean, when they announced this at PSX 2 years ago. So 2 weeks is really not that much. It is a bit odd, the reasoning, but I don't care. Just make a good game. In 6 months' time, if Uncharted comes out and it's a bloody 10 out of 10 game, I'm not going to care that I had to wait an extra 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's understandable. 2 weeks isn't a major delay. What the major problem is for me is it's bullshit. Manufacturing? Are you kidding me? Like just say that you need more time to tweak a few things. I think I was listening to PS I Love You on the way to work this morning, and the whole maybe there's more Assassin's Creed paintings lying around in the artwork of the game, and they need 2 weeks to take it out. It made me laugh. But seriously, no, I agree. I don't think someone like Sony and a studio like Naughty Dog do not need 40 odd days to print some discs.
No.
I don't think that's the case. Cool.
Yeah, but in compared to what a lot of these other games that we hear about, like Mighty Number 9 and their delays and stuff like that, like Naughty Dog, they did the same with The Last of Us, not a little bit less so than Uncharted 4, but they're pretty good with it. I trust them. It's still in May, 10th of May, so it's close. It's really close.
Well, it was an April date, and now it's a May date. That adds another month to the equation. But yeah, at least I get what you're saying. Though, at least it's 2 weeks. It's not 2 months, and suppose it gives something to play in the month of May.
I'd be more worried if it was over a month that they delayed it, as to why it would be a whole month.
Yeah, I don't think they'd have got away with that excuse if it was a whole month, to be honest. But
Yeah.
It'll come out, like I said last week. It'll get here eventually. I'm sure you'll love it. So I don't think that's in jeopardy at all. Chunt, Microsoft, Fable. We were talking about these guys the other day as the news broke that allegedly the project was being shut down, and then a few hours later, Microsoft were considering closing Lionhead Studios, and then it was announced that they are making plans to reoccupy staff in different Microsoft studios. So that to me sounds a bit like, yeah, we're closing Lionhead Studios. Do you have a real connection to Lionhead? Do you have a
Not really at all.
for them at all?
To be honest, none. Like, I'm not a massive Fable fan. Like we spoke about it a couple of days ago, and I'm not like a massive fan, but I appreciate what the series is and what it's done, and there's a rabid fan base for it. But Lionhead Studios never really struck a chord with me with any of its games. I'm not too bothered that Fable Legends isn't coming out at all. I was never interested in it, but my only gripe is the fact that they're closing the studio and another studio as well. The studio that did Max, The Curse of the Brotherhood, whatever it is.
Is it press play, press start, press something?
Press Play
something.
Studios.
Yeah.
Press play.
Like,
Yeah.
those bits of news in this is what bothers me the most. Like, I mean, that's got to suck. I hope they're restructuring into some kind of bigger studio or something, not just, all right, we're wiping the slate clean, get out, we don't want you anymore. Like, hopefully it's not that, because that'd be terrible, and, that sucks for everybody involved in those companies. But, Fable, whatever. I mean, Peter Molyneux he talked a big talk, and he made promises like no one I've ever seen. He talked up the game to the fact that I believe that it was going to be something epic and special, but to me it never turned out that way, and that's what I kind of attributed to Fable. It's like, well, it's just, when I think of Fable, I think of Peter Molyneux promising all this stuff that just never came to be, and the game's never lived up to the way that he romanticized about it. So not a big gripe to me, just I feel for all the people involved, and hopefully they can find work elsewhere if that's how bad it is.
Yeah, Dan, what about you? I think you've said before you've played some Fable, haven't you, previously?
No, Fable's always one of the Xbox ones that I missed out on. But it was interesting when you read the Xbox press release, because they're saying, they're in discussions with employees about the proposed closure of Lionhead Studios in the UK. Additionally, we will close Press Play, so it sounds like Press Play is just done.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, especially for the people of Lionhead, that maybe they're shrinking that studio down. Like, they're just going to separate them or put them into other studios that they own, maybe. Because it's different wording for both of them, so I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish. But I mostly knew them from Black and White and Fable. And when I did my PlayStation Developer Spotlight for Media Molecule the other week, that's where those guys came from, was from Lionhead. Yeah. So they've got pretty big pedigree, and for those guys guys and girls who lost their job.
Yeah, it's never good to see the word closures or downsizing of any kind. Anything that costs anyone a job's never nice news to read. On the Fable Legends side of things, I think I was saying to you guys the other day, I've had beta access for about a year now, maybe a little bit longer. I played it the first weekend I got the code, and then after that I was I got regular emails. I always remember, I'm on the bus to work and I'm reading an email, and it's update, beta update so-and-so, play this weekend, stress test this. They're at the point of stress testing the game. It's pretty much done. So what baffled me is that they're not even going to just release it and let it sync. When you think about it, while that's a bad idea, it's also the game gets out onto the server. It's there, it's up, it's running. People can play it if they want to. They can shit all over it if they want to. So I was curious as to try and understand why they maybe weren't just putting it out anyway and then closing the studio afterwards. But then being a MOBA, I suppose it needs constant surveillance, it needs constant updates, it's a always online game, it needs monitoring.
Depends how much it costs to keep the servers running.
Yeah, exactly.
As to whether they think they'll get it back.
And which I don't think they will, because I think the reason that they've closed, they've taken that decision, is possibly people weren't playing the beta. I know I wasn't. I played it twice since I got the code a year ago, and I didn't enjoy playing it either of those times. It didn't feel like Fable to me. It felt like a bit of a cash grab on the name, because the franchise, it's got a resonance with the Xbox fan base, and it's just not Fable. I was like, I like Fable, but this isn't Fable. I'd rather go back and play actual Fable. Give me remasters of those over this.
What if it was called something else? Would you be more inclined to take it up if it was not tied?
Not a big fan of MOBAs. I don't think it plays very well either. The concept's very Evolve.
Oh yeah.
With the you've four heroes and there's one guy playing the villain. It's the four hunters, one monster in Evolve. Yeah. That thing just doesn't appeal to me. It's not my cup of tea anyway. I was attracted by the Fable branding. No complaints from me re the game dying, but much like you guys have iterated, the closure of a studio is always terrible. And Fable does ring true for me. The games, I've loved all of them. The original Fable 2 is by far the standout of the series. Fable 3, it was a good game. I played it and I finished it, but it's not. If I was to go back to 1, 3 wouldn't be the one I go back to. It'd be, 1 and 2 you can play on Xbox. You can play all 3, I think. No, you play 2 and 3. 1, the anniversary remaster, you can't play, but 2 and 3 are back compat. And 2's worth playing.
What about Fable Connect?
Oh, the Fable the Journey, or whatever that was called.
Whatever it was,
Again, it was a poor cash grab to utilize the brand power after Peter Molyneux left. And as much as he's a narcissist and he can't tell the truth, he's just he's caught up in his own hype a little bit with everything he's ever done. Let's not get into the story about what he's doing now with Goddess and not paying the poor kid who won the cube solving competition thing. That's a story for another time. We're never going to have that conversation because it's ridiculous. But when he left, I think Fable did lose an element of what it was, and Lionhead certainly did as well. He made it sound very fantastical. It didn't quite live up to that, but there were elements of it that were in there. I can still remember being in Fable 2, checking out my character sheet, and it told me my character had 7 STDs because my character had been banging whores and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Wow, that's life.
Yeah, so it's he's doing what now? My character has an STD, and I have illegitimate children with several women. Do you know what I mean? And when you think about that's 2008. Yeah, 2008, Christmas 2008.
You don't even have that stuff in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You don't have that kind of stuff there. So a lot of what he did say, and I'm not defending him, but some of it made it in. And I think that studio was doomed from the second that he left. So Fable is no more. They have told their final story. And we'll go back now and talk about us a little bit, actually, because, as I said, we did have some success this week. Videos got some more views than we usually get, which is nice.
Yes, always nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. And Chunt, what have you got happening this week or next week?
Well, I was supposed to do Supreme Commander 2 this week, but it crashed on me a few times, so I didn't do a video for that. So that's why I put up the Sherlock Holmes Crime and Punishment video, which I don't want to spoil it, but my God, I'm not playing that game ever again.
I was excited to play it, but your reaction's making me skeptical.
Check it out. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if I was just off mood or what, but I just couldn't. I wasn't feeling it at all. But otherwise, look, I think I might actually finally get around to throwing on some Rocket League this weekend. I've had it installed on my console since launch, and I've just not touched it because now they've got a Batman vs Superman DLC pack that I need it because it's me. And
I'm getting it.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Super hyped. So I think I might do some kind of a Batman v Superman video, playing some games with Superman Batman in them, and just do a fun little video for the channel.
Oh, that sounds like a very pleasant idea. Dan, you seem to have been consumed by the run to Uncharted. So what have you had going live? What's the story with your content plan?
Well, the Uncharted Drake's Fortune, so the first Uncharted game, that review will be Monday. I'm currently playing through Uncharted 2. Played it already, but I'm playing it again. And that review will either go up the week after or maybe the week after that. Just all on the road to Uncharted 4. We'll get Uncharted 3 done, and we'll also get a developer spotlight for Naughty Dog as well in there somewhere. So it's all coming.
Doing it all, man. Gee whiz.
Yeah, it's a big history of the Uncharted franchise. I myself this week, Alana and I did a spoiler cast for Life is Strange, which was one of our successes of the week. It was good. It's nice to sit down and do that. As I said, we hadn't done a sort of one-on-one discussion about a particular game since you and I, Chunt, did one for Halo 5 back in November. So that was nice to sit down and actually do something like that, a little bit different kind of content.
It was nice to get noted about how horrible person I am. By the way,
yeah, you started taking flack in the comments as well. I don't know who this Dan guy is, but he's got no heart.
Yeah.
Well, I thought since you couldn't be there, we had to put an ode into the decisions you made, just simply because, as we spoke about in the video, Alana and I played the game very, very similarly. A lot of the choices we made were the same, whereas yours were completely different. So it was just nice to throw in another perspective. I reviewed Firewatch. That went live start of this week. My That Dragon Cancer review goes live tomorrow. And then next week, it's going to be All Confines Division. The nice people over at Ubisoft got us a review copy out, so I'm working through the story at the minute. We're playing it co-op, Alana and I, to give a different sort of a spin on a review. We want to sort of take it from the angle of how does this play as a two-player game, so to speak. So the two of us playing through it.
Cool.
I am running a second character that I'm playing through on my own, but I'm playing at a slower pace. So I want to experience all the story content first in co-op and then go play it in solo, so I can kind of talk from both points. So we'll have a few Let's Plays going up from our time doing that over the next sort of week or so, leading into a review from a two-person point of view, and probably the week after next. So we can talk about that next week. I'm having fun with it though. It's scratching that loot 'em shoot 'em itch that I was talking about the other week. It's doing the job. I'm thinking about character leveling, type and classes. Like we had a thorough discussion about what class we were going to play as on launch day while we were both waiting to leave to go home from work, and I'll play as a medic and you can play as the assault, like, so we actually have the right skills to play alongside one another.
Oh, that's cool.
Nothing much has changed from the beta so far, and as I said, I've played a total of about 8.5 hours, 5 of which have been on my character with Alana, and 2 or 3 on my own solo character. So yeah, that's all coming soon. And have we actually been playing anything of late? Dan, we've not spoke to you for quite a bit. Have you actually managed to play through anything that we've not heard of?
Apart from the regular 2K sessions, I've been playing a bit of Sniper Elite. I playing through Uncharted, obviously. That's taking up most of the time. I got a game of Rocket League in there somewhere. But yeah, most right now, because of the reviews, it's mostly Uncharted stuff. That's what I'm focusing on.
Did you pick Rocket League up in the end? I know it's only just come to Xbox and you were getting it on PlayStation, but you've been playing any of that?
Yeah, I got it months ago. I went crazy with it. I went crazy with it. And I'm happy to, I'll go 2v2 or I'll go 5v5, or I think it's 4v4. But it's like, I don't know, it's just so much fun, and it's a game you just pick up and play for a couple of hours and then put it down, which is good at the moment because I'm so busy with everything.
Yeah. Chunt, yourself, obviously we've had the Sherlock Let's Play go up, so you played a bit of that. Anything else you've been playing?
Yeah, I've actually been getting into... I got a new phone, right? There's Galaxy Note 5, and there's a bunch of Power Ranger games on it. So I've been playing some of those. There's a Power Rangers Unite. It's a card game, like Hearthstone or however you say it, but it's Power Rangers, and it's right up my alley. I'm loving it. It's like when I've got a spare few moments, and I'm like, man, I just want to get a little gaming in, and I don't really want to play some 100-hour campaign. I can just play a 5-minute card game, and it's amazing.
Fair enough. Anything on the real machines of life? Not mobile gaming.
I've been playing a bit of my brother's Wii U a bit, because it's been a bit of a lull period between my own purchase games. So been going over there and playing some watching him play the Twilight Princess HD re-release, whatever it was, and it looks great compared to some footage I've seen of the GameCube version, where it's just really muddy and whatnot. But it looks really good considering. So he's pretty stoked at that, and I'm pretty much on the NX personal bandwagon at the moment at this point because I want some Nintendo back in my life.
Yeah, hopefully they make the right announcements. We've spoke about it at depth among ourselves. Be interesting to see what does happen. Just
Yeah.
talking
Oh,
of
yeah.
muddy textures. Pro tip, and I gave you this when we played the beta, Chunt. Anyone playing the Division on a console, push the start button, go to visual settings, and up the sharpness of the image to 80, 90, or 100%, because it stops it looking super muddy. You can actually make out textures. It's
Amazing.
good. Just do it. I said to Alana the second we started the other day, I was like, have you done that yet? And she was like, nope, thank you for reminding me. Oh, now it looks prettier. Baffles me as to why that's not set from the start. Really does. Any plans to play anything this week? Anything you've maybe not played yet? Chunt, you said Rocket League. Anything else? Is there anything else you've got to get around to actually playing?
Yeah, look, Tomb Raider, man. I've been saying it for the last few weeks. I've
Did you
got
not
2
buy that at
copies.
launch?
Yeah, I got I pre-ordered it, and then I got my Elite console, and it came with a copy of it as well. So I got 2 copies of the same game I haven't even played yet.
You haven't even played one of them?
No.
Ridiculous.
Oh,
Dan, are you just going through Uncharted?
Not Uncharted. If I get the time, Firewatch is definitely on the list. And also, if I get a chance, I want to check out Oxenfree, which came out a while ago, but I never got to.
I totally forgot about Oxenfree. I want to play that.
Happy about that. And if I even get more of a chance, which won't happen, but I never got to play Papers, Please back in the day, so I wanna play that.
Did it come out on PlayStation, or is it still?
I'll just get it on.
PC?
I'll just play it on PC. I'll lower myself to that level and play it on PC.
Shots fired, man. I put my Fallout 4 back in its case, so I'm kind of done with it now. So I can go back and play some Tomb Raider. Like, that's the reason why I didn't play it, because of that release day. I had to make a decision in Fallout 1.
Fallout just ruined your life for
It did, man.
for a good while.
Yeah, but it was worth it.
It's a great game. Are you going to pick the DLC up?
About what?
Are you going to pick the DLC up, the story DLC? for
Yeah.
Fallout?
Yes. So I need to get Tomb Raider done before those come out. So.
Yeah, I think I might go back to it then as well. And obviously, because I spent so much time with it, 90 odd hours in my clock, like I just had to put it away after that. I was like, right, I'm done with you now until the DLC comes out, and then just move along swiftly. Yeah, I've not played anything this week other than the Division. That's it. Plan to play a lot more of it. So probably get to this stage next week and go, what have you played? And I'll go, played the Division.
So it'll be like Destiny all over again.
Likelihood is looking seriously like yes. Yeah, probably.
Good to see. Good to see.
Well, I already know a topic for next week too, which is probably going to be VR talk next week. I'm just a guess.
What with the impending launch, Sony GDC conference. GDC starts this weekend, doesn't it? Or is it early next week?
Well, I think that conference is on the 15th, so just under a week.
Fair enough. Yes, so that will be a topic for next week. And as I said at the start of this was obviously going to be a shorter episode because we didn't really have too much in the way of, the stuff we wanted to talk about. But it's nice to talk to each other, and it's nice to salute one another for the improvement of views. Even though the main person we need to salute isn't here, as she's involved in 2 of the 3 videos that need saluting. But yeah, we'll come back next Thursday. We're back on a Thursday schedule, 3rd week running, being on a Thursday. And we'll come back next week. Gents, thanks for joining me for this quick one, quick, short, plugged in, quick plug.
There's nothing wrong with the quickie, mate.
Never anything wrong with a quickie.
Not on camera.
A longie works better. And on that note, we'll see you next week.
Do it, please.